Angel Reese had another solid game, but there were plenty of factors that cost the Sky a winnable game against the Minnesota Lynx. Before getting into the game, congratulations are in order. Angel Reese was named a 2025 WNBA All-Star. She admitted that she didn't really have a good start to the season, which I don't really blame all of it on her. Like, it was her trying to fit into Tyler Marsh's reductionist offense that lessened her role. But she turned her season around in the New York game and earned her spot. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's some players that were named All-Stars that shouldn't be All-Stars, but Angel's not the person to look at to say, like, she's stealing a spot away from someone else. Like, nah, she definitely earned this spot and deserves all the credit. All right, sir. For the game, the Sky didn't have Camilla, which impacted this game, but this was the Sky's first game since last Sunday, while this was the Lynx's fourth game in the week, and they were coming off a back-to-back, so that impacted the game as well. Both teams had stuff that they were dealing with and just had to play the game in front of them. Anyways, the Sky's early success in this game came because they created a lot of advantages, mainly Angel. There was this one possession where Angel got nice post position on the Visa, which forced Kayla to double and leave Rachel open for three. There was another possession where, because Angel got out in transition, she drew three defenders and created a good look for E-Will over a smaller defender. Then there was another possession where Angel's defensive playmaking started the fast break and allowed Ariel to score over defense that was not set. There were a lot more, but those were some nice possessions. Everything came easy because they created advantages. But after that, everything got harder because they weren't able to consistently create advantages anymore. Overall, the Lynx defense was much better, and putting Maria on Angel was a good adjustment. Also, the Haley Van Lith minutes were a complete disaster offensively, while the Diamond Miller minutes were spectacular on both ends. Real game changer for the Lynx. Sometimes it's not all about what the Sky did wrong. Sometimes it's about what the other team did right. This concept was also on display in the clutch. Starting at the 4:39 mark of the fourth quarter, the Lynx scored on 8 out of their final 10 trips down the court, while the Sky scored on 6 out of their final 10 trips down the court, which is good, but not good enough against the Lynx, an elite clutch time execution team that can consistently create advantages and capitalize on them. They're a better coach team, along with being a more talented roster. I remember there was a stretch in this game where Angel sat for 2 minutes to close the third quarter, and within a little over a minute, the Sky went from leading by a point to giving up an 8-0 run. So even though the Sky have been keeping games close as of late, it's not really taking away from the fact that the other teams were always in better positions to win those games, because they're just better teams with better players, more playable players, and more reliable game plans. Win or lose, the roster needs an upgrade, so that's why I'm not hyping up moral victories in close games, because they don't show up in the standings. As shown last season, when the Sky played 24 of their games in the clutch and had a losing 8-16 record, which contributed to why they narrowly missed the playoffs. Winning matters, so that's why I'm not hyping up almost winning, because that's just letting Jeff off the hook for creating not just a bad roster, but a roster that's not even built for Angel, it's built for Courtney. Getting Camilla back will help a lot, but that's not going to fix everything, so the pressure is still on Jeff.